doing? Good girl, Peach. Hi, gang. Needed to make sure that everybody was set up. It's a Dexatrani. It's a mia Dexatrani. Sam and I are picking up my new PC today, I think, so that games work on my computer. So that's very exciting. Sam was like, is there anything that we need to make sure we do before your debut and all that? And I was like, well, having a computer that doesn't barf when I try to play, like, 20% of games would probably be very good. I'm really sorry that I didn't show up for stream yesterday. I did post in the Discord. But we had an animal death on the property right as I was going to be streaming. Yeah, I won't go into it cuz it's kind of grisly and it's sad, but yeah. So I was like, well, it's going to be really hard to go stream. What GPU is it going to have? Hopefully not a 5090. Yeah, hopefully nothing that blows up, But yeah, I didn't show up for a reason. It wasn't just, dang, I fell asleep. But that does mean that we have 2 sponsored streams today. I was like, I can't do this stream right now. Can I do 2 sponsored streams tomorrow? And they were like, yeah. Could have also been, dang, heat. Well, it feels a lot better once the sun goes down. And it did feel better once the sun went down, temperature-wise. Kelly just messaged me. Did things explode? No. The evenings have been almost pleasant considering the days are hell. Yeah, today's a lot better, I think, because it's very, very overcast. My kiddo and I made blackberry vanilla ice cream, and we tried to use the put them in a bag with ice and salt and then just shake it for 10 minutes thing. That shit would not turn into ice cream. It would not turn into ice cream. We tried for so long. And basically, once it started to thicken up at all, we were like, all right, it's been an hour of our life. We're just going to put it in the freezer and see what happens. And it turned out fine. So apparently what can keep it from working properly can be like a bad ice to salt ratio in the bag. But we measured it out perfect. I honestly think it's because it was really hard for us, for just a team of me and Clark, to shake it to the degree that it needs to be shaken for 10 straight minutes. But we're very proud of it. We're very proud. And it's got blackberries that we foraged on the dog walk. And we feel very like, look at this thing we made gestures. It's also perfect timing when everyone's sad about something, you know? When everyone's sad, it's nice to be like, we have a sweet treat to share. So Clarky and I are like, all right, we've got to make enough for everybody so that we can give little ice cream care packages. Yeah, we've done a blackberry crumble before, but we don't want anything hot, you know? I guess you can make it and then just stick it in the fridge. How hot does it get where you live? I'll only tell you if you pinky swear that you won't follow it up with, where I get it gets twice that hot, you silly dumb baby. You're not allowed to say that, okay? Pinky swear? Okay. If in Fahrenheit you think that's hot, you should try living in the Sahara. It gets around like 91, 92 degrees. It normally doesn't get worse than that. It's pretty rare that it gets higher than that. Fahrenheit, 31 or 32-ish, 33. Yeah, I'm ready for us to start transitioning into autumn, to be honest. I'm ready. Yeah, and we're in England, so no one has air conditioning. Disappointing. One day, when Sam and I are Scrooge McDucking, and we're like, what can I possibly spend all this money on? We're going to put air conditioning everywhere. I'm done with winter. Do you want to swap? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I agree. So my parents live in the desert, in like the Palm Desert area in California for about half of the year. And when we go visit them, it's technically way hotter than it gets here, right? Like when we visit, it's normally, you know, between 95 and 102 kind of weather, but it's dry. It's really dry heat. So it doesn't feel that bad. It feels a lot nicer than technically not as hot, but also humid. It's the humidity that makes everything feel so nasty. Not as hot, but the air is soup. Yeah. This is my first time watching Dex content in over 10 years. I used to love Coffee Time. Glad to see you're still going strong. Oh my gosh, thank you. Hi, welcome. I'm a mushroom now. I'm happy to have you here. I hope you're doing good. Yeah, this is basically what Coffee Time has turned into. Is sit on stream as a mushroom and talk with chat. And complain about the weather. That's what we're doing today. I'm near the sea, so at least we get a bit of a breeze. I think that's what helped in LA as well. Because Sam and I used to be like, why? Because we were next to the water, so it definitely was humid where we were. But I think, yeah, you also had like a nice breeze most of the time, and that helped so much. I miss seeing all your coffee mugs each episode. That's fair. If it makes you feel any better, I'm about to ban myself from bringing new coffee mugs into this office. The second my mental gets even a little bit off kilter, I blink and suddenly there's 10 mugs in here. It's bad. And I was like, Sam, should I just not bring mugs in here? Like, should I just have my office mug? I'm thinking I'm allowed to bring new mugs in for Sunday afternoon Duger, right? Because that's when I'm on cam. That's when I'm a flesh person. So new mugs on Sundays, and the rest of the time I have like a designated mug that is my office mug, and I'm not allowed to bring other mugs in here. No, because when we moved to England, I live in England now, if you weren't around for that. I live in England now, and when we moved, I couldn't take all those mugs with me. So I brought 12, but two of them broke on the way. So when we got here, we had 10. We probably have like 20 now, something like that. That's not bad. I honestly thought it would be more. Yeah. I think we've done okay mug wise. But if I go into the kitchen right now and count them, I might be like, "Oof, never mind." Was it due to the amount of mugs? Yeah. I wasn't gonna. We had a limited number of boxes that we could ship without it just being ridiculous. So, when we booked the company, we used, there are lots of companies that will basically be like, hey, we've got this shipping container going on a boat. It has some extra space. Does anyone want to rent that space out? And so when you're moving to a different country, you can rent space in one of these shipping containers. Um, and they'll kind of it's a little weird because they'll basically be like, yeah, eventually that boat will come to England. It sure will eventually. So you're given like a huge window, like a multi-month window in which your stuff might arrive. And we also had to specify exactly what was going to go in there so they could plan for space ahead of time. And so we decided, okay, this is how many boxes we're going to bring. And you know, a couple hundred mugs just wasn't a priority, to be honest. Yeah, we've talked about that before. That in my office, I should just have like a hanging wall, and the mugs that I really love, I can hang them up. And that way, number one, they won't break. And number two, uh, you know, we have less mugs that we're like rotating through. Tokyo, thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Use the emotes for evil, not good. Be curious, courageous, and kind to your fellow chatters and the world. Pop a tea bag in your mouth and sip hot water straight from the kettle. That makes my mouth hurt just thinking. Haven't watched you in years. Glad you're all still about. Oh my gosh, we got lots of people from the before times here today. Welcome. Thank you so much. Welcome back, I guess I should say. I'm also from the before time. Haven't watched since co-optional ended. You're not alone in that. I would say at least once a week, someone comes into chat and says, hey, after John died, I really didn't feel like it felt weird to keep watching you guys for a while. But hello, here I am. Which is very sweet and also extremely understandable. Not saying that that's exactly what you're saying, but there are a lot of people who watched co-optional, and when it ended, they sort of, moved on to watch other stuff for a while because it felt sad or weird for a bit. When's Polaris coming back? Oh. Never ever. Maker was bought by Disney and Polaris was nuked into the ground. It felt sad and also timed kind of well with life changes that made it hard to catch streams for me. Yeah, totally. Ribberish, welcome to the Cat Gang. Thank you very much. Use the emotes for evil, not good. Be curious, courageous, and kind. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, Jesse, Jenna, and I kept doing it for a bit after John. But Jenna had like her own health stuff going on, and it sort of came to a natural close, I think. And Jesse and I do a different podcast now called Geekenders. That's right here, actually. All of the past episodes are on Jesse's channel, but we stream the show on Fridays here at 4 p.m. BST or 8 a.m. Pacific time. But just as a heads up, if you're like, the new co-optional Geekender, it is not a gaming show. It's it's like do you nerd out about anything? You're welcome on the show. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about, or we literally, there's no rules. It's off the rails constantly. I've learned about Magic the Gathering and VTubing and stuff. Yeah, that, we try to cover lots of stuff. Yeah. We had a Sonic the Hedgehog intervention for Octo. So much has happened on Geekenders. I travel a lot for work and go on frequent doggy walks. I have a shortage of podcasts to listen to. We'll definitely add Geekenders to the list. Yeah, we're on all the podcasty stuff. So for sure, add us. I hope you enjoy. I hope you had a good time listening. And yes, Jesse's doing great. He's exactly the same. We were at this wedding last weekend, and someone was talking with me about, you know, just all the stuff that's happened in the last like 10 years, because a lot of the people that were at the wedding we met at GemuCon, which was 12 years ago. And so we were somebody said something like, oh my gosh, so much has happened in your life since then. I was like, yeah, it's crazy. I met my now husband, got married, had a baby, bought a farm, right? Like all kinds of stuff. And there was a pause, and then Jesse was like, I'm living in the exact same part of LA I always have and doing the exact same stuff I was doing 10 years ago. I was like, that's okay, bud. He was like, yep, it's fine. Yeah. I was like, that's stability, man. Stability's great in these trying times. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think we need to be changing constantly, right? I'm finally in a stable place. I haven't had a lot of stability. But I finally have like the little thingy that says I can just stay in England. You know, my kid's getting a little bit bigger now and more self-sufficient. We have what might be our forever home. I finally feel like, you know what? Maybe I'll probably now stabilize for a while. I'm probably in 10 years gonna look at now and be like, yeah, not much has changed. That's not bad. That means that I found my stable place, you know, finally. Yeah. I love a nest, dude. Uh I am happy to put roots down. Yeah, just the one kid. Although I see multiple kids frequently, but I have a 7-year-old daughter. And she's cool, man. She's so cool. She put on a bunch of crazy face paint yesterday. We were going to be going to mini golf with her cousin. And she like like full on painted her face, and it looked so cool, and she was like, all right, I'm ready to go. I was like, man, you're cool, dude. Yeah. Sam came in the house because he was calling the PC place, and they remembered him. It's the same guys that he bought a PC from last time. So we were like, all right, yes, these are our guys. But he was like, I'll stay up long enough to call them for you. And when he came in the house, Clark had a full face of makeup, and he was like, what is happening in here? Like, nothing, don't worry about it. Are you not overheating, Dukes? Oh my God, Alex, the last couple of days have been miserable. Today is okay, although the cloud cover is burning off right now. So in like an hour, I might be like, we'll see. Envy. That doesn't roll off the tongue as well. Hi, Envy. Yeah, it's not as bad. I don't think. Wait a minute. It's 76 degrees Fahrenheit where I am right now. I forgot I changed it to Fahrenheit so that I could talk to an American. But not nearly as bad. Yeah. Yeah. It says, okay. It says in an hour it's going to be 80. So yeah, I think it's going to be miserable. We're working on it. Full face of makeup. Bro, I'm down to let Clark mess with whatever makeup she wants. Cause she has fun with it. Specifically like actual face paint. Bro, she loves that shit so much. I was thinking about getting, they have those worksheets for like face painters to learn how to do different shapes with the brush. Like maybe I should print one of those off for her and then she can like practice how to make different shapes. I think she'd love that. Also, we started listening to the first Percy Jackson book today. I was trying to remember how scary that book is, but it says it's fine for ages 8 and up. So I was like, I think she's probably okay. I think the biggest issue is probably going to be that like if you're a little bit older, you might know more things about the gods that are referenced in that book. But I think it'll still be fun. We listened to the beginning and we literally didn't get to any of the cool shit. So she was like, Mommy, this book isn't even about gods. It's just about some kid. And I was like, well, I mean, yeah. but that kid winds up getting involved in cool shit, I promise. Yeah. I was like, well, honey, they have to like establish, the world and the characters, and he's sort of showing you what his life is like. Oh, and then she started getting characters mixed up. A character was being really mean, and she was like, wait, isn't that his best friend? I was like, no. She was like, oh, wait, are they not the same person? We had to go backwards. Yeah, resisting the urge to be like, maybe we'll just watch the show. Maybe we'll watch the first season of the show and then we can listen to the books past that. But I know. I was thinking about checking to see when the first Percy Jackson book came out, but I don't know if I want to know. Yeah, there's a show on Disney Plus, and everyone, I mean, I don't know what the general reception was to it quality wise, but a lot of people were really happy because they actually look their age. And a lot of movies and shows and stuff, when they're like, yeah, these are middle schoolers, you're like, in what universe? But there was a lot of conversation about how like revolutionary it was when they announced the actors, and everyone was like, oh yeah, they could be 12. Yeah. That looks about right. Give me back my 30-year-old high schoolers. I love going like rewatching like Supernatural and shows like that and going, these are supposed to be like 15-year-olds and they're all 30. It's crazy. books kind of leave how you see them up to your imagination, though. Yeah, well, yeah, I fully agree that it would, you know, imagination wise, it would be probably better to stick with the book. But, yeah. Also, and we've talked about this before, I think in books or stories that might have scary moments, it's better to go with the book first, because kids can only really imagine, you know, the things that are described in a book are limited by their imagination, right? As we get older, we can imagine things being scarier or being more grotesque, but like, she's 7, so the limits of like what she can imagine when things are described is a bit limited in a good way, you know? So since I'm like, I don't really remember what all is in this book, I know that it's fine for around her age, but it's just safer brain wise to do the book first, you know? Oh God, not Supernatural. I'm so sorry. Smallville. They're not 15 in Supernatural. I said the wrong word. In Smallville, they're all supposed to be like baby high schoolers. But if you didn't watch Smallville, go look up the cast of Smallville and tell me those are like 15-year-old people. Hi, Summer. How you doing, buddy? Have you gotten any sleep? I know, Chunks. I totally get that. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Totally agree. I used to teach primary school. All my students used to find the books less scary. Their comments were always, we didn't think monsters would look like this or sound like that. Yeah. Um I can think of quite a few books that I read probably a bit too young, but I can honestly say that I was fine because I don't know, the stuff that was meant to be like scary, I was either able to just skip, right? If I wanted to, or I really couldn't contextualize like what this scary thing would be or look like. Um, an example is Misery. I read the book Misery, um, and it was scary. Not nearly as scary as watching the movie, though. Like when you have the images literally put in front of you, that's such a different experience. Not saying that books can't be horrifying. We're talking specifically about like when you're a kid and you read something versus having the image burned into your retina, you know? Oh, I think my first book experience at school, I'm going to change I'm going to change the category because we are not playing a game right now. um I think my first book experience at school where I was like, wait, this is like really messing with me was The Hatchet Any of you who had to read The Hatchet in school? Books are nice because it's us picturing them in our heads. We have a self-filter in the brain. It can tune down or change parts that worry us, and we aren't forced into a specific narrative of gore horror or something. Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, I'm not saying I didn't like The Hatchet, but it was the first book I think that I read in school that where like certain descriptions stuck with me for a really long time. Oh, America makes us read Shakespeare as well. That's not a UK specific thing. Although I'm sure the nationalism involved in reading Shakespeare in England is a whole different thing. Did you know he's from here? The greatest playwright ever? When I was having to do my citizenship test, every single mock citizenship test had a Shakespeare question. And I was like, we get it. You guys are really jazzed about Shakespeare. We get it. Anyway, my kid hasn't been reading very much over summer, but I think she does a lot of reading in the car, and we haven't been going a whole lot of places. We've been vegging out, which has been nice. But you know, they like to scare you. If you're a parent or like a trusted adult to a little kid, they like to be like, well, you know, if you don't read over summer, your reading comprehension goes down. And then you'll start on the back foot when you go back to school. I'm like, okay. Nah, she's going into third grade. So her summer homework was like, did you go somewhere over the summer? Write a postcard about where you went and then send it to school, and we'll put everybody's postcards up on the wall and like for like a reading or a writing project. And like, did you read a cool book over the summer? Tell us about the cool book you read, or you know, stuff like that. No, I don't bring Clark on stream anymore. Trying to preserve her privacy as much as possible as she gets older. Man, I hated most of the books they made us read in school except The Crucible. My theater kid ass got to read for Abigail, and I got to scare my classmates. I don't think I read The Crucible. Yeah. Well, she doesn't come on camera anymore. Sometimes she does invade my office. Oh my gosh. Yes. I had to relearn how to multiply and divide fractions. I was like, I don't want to do this, man. I don't want to do this, man. Hope you're ready for algebra. I remember loving algebra, but I think fractions always confused the shit out of me. And they're starting to add and subtract fractions in second and third grade. So I was like, all right, I need to get ahead of this. I need to remember how to do some of this shit so that I can actually be helpful. If you need help, let me know. I love math. Of course you do. That doesn't surprise me at all. Yeah, she loves playing math games, actually. So that's fortunate. Oh, yeah, that was the other thing that she's supposed to do over the summer is practice her, like, I can't remember the word for it. Like the number bonds for, like, number bonds for 10, number bonds for 100, like that sort of stuff. That's why, like, oh my God, what time is it? Oh, jeez. Okay. Sorry. We've actually got to do our sponsored thing that we were supposed to do last night. We got to do that in about 20 minutes. So don't let me yap forever, okay? Don't let me do it. We have to make a dino universe, okay? All right, anyways. No, an ad break. I hate it here. Yap, 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 yap. I'm trying to remember what I was even gonna say. Oh, that's why I think it's so important to figure out how to contextualize math. I think math gets infinitely harder when you can't figure out how to contextualize it anymore, you know? But like fractions, there's plenty of things in life that you can use to try and help teach fractions. I think cooking is the easiest one because like things will say, you know, quarter of a cup, eighth of a teaspoon, like that sort of shit. Contextualize as in like put it into practice. Be like, so this in the real world would be used in this way. How to apply it to real life. Yeah, yeah. Clark and I cook a decent amount together. So it does wind up being like an easy way. Yeah. In England, things might be in cups. They're mostly in like grams and liters. But every now and then they'll be like, all right, 1 cup of this. And I'm like, since when? I've recently had to swap everything back to Imperial because my scale broke. I was like, well, that sucks. Can't even measure. Can't even measure shit right now. Ah, pinch of this, pinch of that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was doing HelloFresh a while back. That was good food. Yeah, I like HelloFresh. I like the box meals thing. Our issue was if life got a little crazy and we didn't wind up making one of the meals, we all felt like shit about it. Like, well, now that's wasted. Gestures. Well, what are we supposed to do with that now? That sucks. Yeah. Yeah, they sponsored us a while ago. We did a HelloFresh cooking on stream. That was fun actually. And at the time we were like, cooking on stream is fun. We should do that more. And then we did not because I moved. That's right. That was in the old place. And I was like, well, we're about to move anyway. So maybe in the next place. I should just get one of those like plug-in heating elements. I can cook in my office. I also remember Sherlock not getting off the counter. Yeah. Oh my god. Not to free any of you who are like germy squeamish. Sorry about this. Feel free to mute for a minute if you don't want to hear this. It's about me cleaning my kitchen more often. So I was talking about how now that I've started like I wipe down the kitchen every morning now. Um and it's like spotless every morning, which has been so great for my brain. So basically when I make my coffee, whatever hot water is left in the kettle, I just mix with like a concentrated disinfectant and then I wipe everything down, right? And it all smells great and it doesn't take that much time. So it's been really nice. But the thing that horrified me at first, and I was like, this is probably because my cats go on the counters. The thing that horrified me at first was that even doing it every day, the water still is not nice to look at once I've wiped everything down. Like from day to day, the water does not look nice. And I'm like, it's the cats, man. It's probably the cats. Yeah. It's okay. They're both old. I'm not about to be like, you can't go on the counters anymore. I mean, we're also cooking in there, but like the cats love the kitchen. They want to be in the kitchen all the time. And we don't leave food out or anything. They just like the kitchen. Yeah, Sherlock can't really jump much anymore. It's made feeding them easier because he used to like scarf all of his food and then bully Watson out of the way and eat all her food. So if I wasn't paying attention, he'd just be so mean about it. But he can't jump on the counter without help anymore. So now the worry is Peach bullying Sherlock out of his food. So I feed the cats while Peach is outside, and then I let Peach in and I give Peach her food. Yeah, they just like it in there. I don't know. They just like it. Sherlock is 16 and Watson is 12. So they're both up there, yeah. Sherlock's got a little tumor on his kidney. Yeah. Yeah, 16 years. Considering that when I got him, he had so many like health problems. I'm very happy he's lived as long as he has, and I hope has had a good life. But yeah. Yeah, he's my little buddy. He's my little buddy. If we were able to keep it cooler in here, I thought about starting to bring him in here when I work with Peach. He and Peach are getting along a lot better. Peach has calmed down so much. It's wild. I've never well, in my adult life, I've never raised a puppy into like a grown-up dog. She's a year and a half old-ish now. And I don't know when it happened, but there was some kind of a switch that happened where she's now like, she really pays attention to us. She knows what she should and shouldn't be messing with. She really like never gets into trouble or does things she's not supposed to do. Like she's got a routine. I know. Like I'm always so if she hasn't had a walk. So these days that have been really hot, we haven't been walking her because she'll overheat. And when she wants to come up into my office with me, I'm always hesitant because I'm like, if I bring her up here, she's just gonna be wired, right? Because she didn't go for a walk. But I think now she knows if she comes up here, she has to just chill. So she does. So she's just chilling in here right now. I've been being off her legs so much, just helping everyone, just watching everyone. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, part of the difference might have been like pre and post op. I know, baby. She's a sweet. She's a sweet girl. Time check. Yes, 10 more minutes, right? Less than 10 more yapping minutes until the sponsored section. Dogs love their routines. My old man gets pissed if we don't do X, Y, and Z in said order. Yeah. We had a few days there because the drop-off situation was easy. When my kiddo was doing a holiday club a couple of weeks ago, We were able to drop her off and then take Peach out. So she would just come in the car with us. And she loved it so much and got so used to it that now every time I open the trunk, she runs over like, are we doing a thing? Are we going somewhere? I feel so bad. I feel like I can't put anything in the trunk unless she's like in the house. Because I get her so amped up by accident. And then she's like, oh, I see. We're not going anywhere. That's fine. Poor baby. But she's one of them fluffy dogs, man. She like I can't take her for one of these long walks in the sun, you know? Yeah. She hasn't grown in a while. She's just a small Sammy. I know. Yeah, I don't think it really hit me until some of the other people in the group chat I'm in that have dogs that are the same age as her started posting pictures of their dogs. And I was like, they are gigantic. They are so big. And Peach just wound up so tiny. Yeah. Yeah, she's a Samoyed. I started making a checklist for myself because we're 10 days out now. So I made a checklist for myself of everything that I still need to get done for debut. Because I'm starting now realizing there's 10 days. I'm like, I can't forget anything. I don't want to forget anything. I'm worried I'm going to forget something. Yeah, we're doing Big Mushy debut in 10 days on the 24th. Yeah. I haven't said what time, no, but there is, I was telling chat a few days ago that the family decided to do a big family event on the same day at the farm. So I'm probably gonna start the stream in the evening. It would probably work out best that way anyway, because then more people are awake. But then also I get to like actually do some of the family stuff before. Thank you, Summer. You're about to forget something. I know. And I think it was Summer who was like, there's sort of an expected amount of scuff in a debut. I have plans in the morning that day. Well, yeehaw. Yep. I think nighttime. I don't have to quit yapping yet. I got 5 minutes. A debut without scuff isn't a real debut. No, I never debuted Lil Mushy. Lil Mushy just came into being. Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of streamers, as long as it's like the same character, same design, you know, I think a lot of VTubers will use, you know, multiple models. I still love this model. I don't plan on not using it anymore. There's just big mushy and little mushy. And maybe one day there will be even littler mushy or even bigger mushy. Yeah, there are lots of modelers that do like little creatures. A mushtrioshka? Wait, that's so cute. Kaiju mushy. Oh, like this? Wait. Like that? That has kaiju mushy vibes for sure. Just peeking in the window. What you doing in there? Is it weird that I still think of you as distinct from mushy? No, that's kind of by design. So, yeah, because I'm still, you know, I still do stuff as just Doogs. Imagine if that toggle changed your voice to be muffled, like you're speaking from outside. Oh, she's doing the dream squeaks. No. Alrighty. Let's start getting stuff sorted. We're going to be playing Dinotopia, gang. That is our sponsored game of the day. Well, I shouldn't say that. We've got 2 sponsored sections today. Again, thank you for your patience. I'm sorry about yesterday. Huh? Why? What happened? Huh? Hold up. Just got logged out of everything. Why is that? Why did that happen? Ugh. I can't see you guys, but hopefully you're chill. Da da da. Oh my gosh, what? Brother. Hey, brother. There's an endless road to rediscover. Oh, I can bring chat up on my phone and make sure that you guys haven't died. Died from cringe. Okay. I have to just sit here and wait for a thing. It's very annoying. Do you still believe in love? I wonder. Oh, when the sky comes falling down for you, there's nothing in this world I wouldn't do. Well, I guess I'll do everything else. Let's see. Wait, I can't do anything else. I can't change my metadata. Wait, maybe I can? Maybe in the stream manager on Twitch I can. What happened to me? Can't change my link. Social post, I can do that. Okay. We're gonna do what we can here. This is so silly. Why can I hear myself? Oh, there it is. That's why. That's why I can hear myself. No. My goodness. They changed it. They changed the app. Bro, if there's this much scuff during my debut, I'll crash out. Okay, here we go. Sponsored. Dinotopia. Hashtag ad. Dinotopia. Huh? There are so many Dinotopia games. What the heck? Okay. It's branded. Okay. Save. Okay. Do you guys see that the title and category were changed? Fantastic. Now let's see if this other thing has come through yet that I'm waiting on. Girl, I swear to God. I'm gonna lose it! Bobbity bobbity. Bobbity boop. Bobbity 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 boop. Yeah, maybe fractions would feel useful here. Who knows? Oops. Huh? Lord. Sir. Okay, I'm gonna have to take a break. I will be right back. When we come back, we will be doing a thing. I promise. Or maybe I shouldn't promise that. I'm going to try to get through this weird scuff layer that I'm in right now where nothing's working. So, hey, you're all great. See you in a minute. Go pee, grab a drink, take your pills, etc. Hi. So currently, I'm waiting on a really dumb two-factor thing because the correct two-factor thing isn't working. But the dumb two-factor thing also isn't doing anything. So I don't know what's happened. It's making me a little nervous. It's for Twitch, which doesn't have two-factor backup codes. Or if it does, I never grabbed them, apparently, or I don't know. I'm not going to get specific because if somebody is trying to get into my account right now, I don't I don't want to give specifics on what the issue is that I'm having. So, I'm gonna, I guess, go, which sucks, because I've been logged out of everything, and try to figure out how to get into my Twitch account. And then I guess tonight we will do 2 sponsored streams, which is weird, but you know, we're just trying to make things work. Yeah, so I'll see you guys later. I'll see you guys tonight, I guess. Thanks for your patience and your understanding. Wish me luck. Yeehaw. And bye.